I want to address some points here, thinking that there is an investor that may be considering your company, and how would they, how from a technical point of view could you protect yourself and protect your customers and protect your future using some guidelines. So one thing that I would say that would be perhaps the most important one is the model selection. Which model am I going to use to implement my AI project or system or product? Am I going to use a proprietary solution? Am I going to use an open source solution? We have many open source solutions being developed, and there are general solutions, there are specialized ones. Is the model that you're going to use pre-trained, or are you going to train your model from scratch? If your model is pre-trained, then it comes already with data. And then, like Robert said, is this data proprietary? Are some pixels within an image from a copyrighted image, for example? So this is a tough question and choice. And then, we're always talking about data. AI feeds on data. So you need to take really good care about your data governance, how you collect it, how you clean it, who is going to have access to it. If I am using confidential information, how do I protect it? And these are questions that you must consider always. Another really important point is how you're going to train your model. Now, nowadays, when we talk about AI, we're mostly interested in generative AI. But there are other types of applications that have been with us for decades, right? And they all need some sort of training, on some sort of machine learning training, that you input the data and then you tag the data, you make annotations, and the model will learn and be able to answer questions. But then how are you going to deal with the famous hallucinations? That's a risk. That's a big risk. You can do that by designing your training loop, by putting a human in that training loop to annotate the hallucinations, and then feed that feedback back into the model so it learns when it hallucinates. There are some, we work with many different clients and with the different needs. I'm just going to share a couple of them with you. One is the client saying, I want a chat GPT for my internal data. I want to, I don't want it to take into consideration any other data. So there are now ways where you can feed your own data, and the answers will be limited. The answer the chat bot will give you will be limited to that domain. So there are many applications going on in ERP systems, in accounting systems, that they will input only your client, your company data. And this is being used a lot. Another interesting point is that we are working with a startup that it's going to serve a manufacturing segment, a pretty considerable one. And the startup really understands the business side, but not a lot the technical side. So the vast majority of their clients want the data to be in-house. They want to do on-premise computing. And now they're making this, they are, weighing the benefits, because we know that it takes a lot of compute, a lot of energy, a lot of storage for you to train your model. If you want to use it for a more general purpose. But if you want to use within a client's own data, that compute, the cost of that compute is going down. It's becoming more and more viable for you to have on-premise, download a model to your own servers on-premise and do your applications. So this is some points I wanted to share about some of the risks involved on the technical side. Back to you, Luis.